Hello and welcome. Today is another day and another video for your eyes and your brain to. So, today I'm gonna talk about why do I write and how do I do it. So, um, first, you need a pen and you need a paper. What's in the writing process what's special about writing process, it slows your mind down. It makes the idea formulate in your brain first, and then it transfers to the pen and paper, and flow ensues, or like flow happens. So what's special about writing, and why do I keep a journal? And these questions are like, this is from 2025 in Korea, and I need to write more. So we are in 2026 if you are not updated until now. So what's in the writing process that makes you, or what makes writing special? The writing is tinkering, and tinkering is thinking. When you write, you dissect the matter in its primitive form, and then you try to subtract or add ideas together in order to formulate understanding of the idea itself. And this process is understanding the matter itself or the idea itself. By writing, you have the idea and you encourage it to take a form, a special form, which is conforming to the knowledge that you have known before, but you have not manifested the knowledge as information. And by this process, you are able to bring the idea into the form that's recognizable, instead of just unspoken emotions. The reason that you failed at writing or failed at continuous writing your idea is not lack of pen or pencil or paper. It's a lack of space. You need empty space to write things down, and this empty space is very essential in order to get your idea in the correct form. So if you have an empty space, let's say like this one, it has a headroom, so it's good for inspiration. It's good for generating ideas. But if you need to focus on one idea, you need to switch to another space that's very close and narrow and very focused on your only pen and paper to write on. So, how to use writing in this time? So, you write things down, and then you transfer them to a program which is called Obsidian or Apple Notes or whatever note program that you are interested in. The idea is to keep dual forms of your thoughts as in written form as in typed form, because written form is the idea where it manifests, and the typed form is the place that it keeps its readability, because the notes will fade with time, but the written notes and the um, computer will be for longer times. So we spoke about why to write. It's about condensation of the ideas into the physical manifested form in the universe. And what to write? That's the next thing. What to write? So you can write about your goals, your aspirations, your plans for the future. That's one form of writing. The other form is to write to criticize yourself. So to internalize what happened to you. So you write from the past and manifest it now, so you can identify the recurrent patterns and visualize where your time is being spent. So you can write about future, and you can write about present, and you can write about past. So there is no limits and there is no form, just you and the pen and the paper, and the flow happens naturally. So we discussed why to write, we discussed what to write, and it's time to discuss how to write. So you think it's easy, but it's not. That's actually the most difficult question of them all. It's easy to know why, how, sorry, it's not easy to know why and what to write, but it's difficult to know how to write it. So you identify the gaps in your knowledge first by putting the keywords into the paper, and then something magical happens. You start to formulate words in front of the words, and sentence appear in your consciousness. And by this, that's the writing happens, and the how component at the detailed form comes to life. So you write the keywords first, and then you continue building on them. As keywords is the gaps in your knowledge that you miss to understand. So understand gaps, and then connect the words into a mind map. And by this, you create a fuzzy, dreamy like formulation of the writing process that you are doing, or thinking process that you're doing. So, what's your target regarding the writing process? Your target is to read. So, it's a loop like formation of writing and reading process by itself. You write in order to read, and you read in order to condense information and to understand, and then you write them, and uh, and the cycle continues to form writing and reading, and then you summarize, and then you get the new ideas into the world, and then you spread the word across multiple platforms, and etc. etc. By identifying your weakness, by writing down the keywords of your gaps of knowledge, you create a space to read in, not a physical space, a mental space, that you miss this piece of information and you need to read about it. So you want to create something new, you want to create something big, and you want to create something uh, that help people, for example. So you internalize the process, not in the idea form or in your mind. You internalize the idea you externalize the idea into a paper, and then the gaps appear, and then you start reading about these gaps to fill your knowledge. So writing is not for archiving information or to write your daily encounters or writing your journal, or that's very simple form. I'm talking about writing in order to build your understanding of specific uh, points, to build knowledge in a specific domain. And by this, that's the writing I'm talking about, and it's different than journaling or writing down your goals or writing down your aspiration or your plans. No, I'm talking about writing that propels you forward, writing up down the gaps and then reading about them. And by this way, you fix the loop in terms of your idea or your thinking process, and in terms of your knowledge gaps that you need to internalize and to fix them. And by this, I conclude the video, and I hope you got something new, something inspirational, and see you next video.